Have you ever wondered why? When you meet somebody from the Horry County Sheriff's Office, they've got a smile on their face. You'll find out on this morning's All American People, coming up next. Good morning. Welcome to All American People. This morning we're at the Horry County Government and Justice Center. We're focused on the Sheriff's Office, and we're visiting with Horry County Sheriff Phillip Thompson. Good morning, Sheriff Thompson.
Good morning, Greg. It is so good to see you and good to be with you.
Exciting to get you in. And what about this facility? It is amazing.
Isn't it great?
It is amazing. Think about it for you. I mean, just to see how exciting it's been for all of the citizens of Horry County.
Well, the concept of it with having a one-stop where you can conduct your county business and one stop with the administrative building being on one side, with the courthouse and justice center and all the courts and everything that's going on across the atrium, and works really well. They did a fantastic job of planning this facility, and we really enjoy being here.
Oh yeah, I bet. Day in and day out. This is a fun place to come to work.
We enjoy it.
Yes,
we really do.
Absolutely.
Works well.
Real quick about yourself, Sheriff. Are you originally from the area?
Yes, I am. Conway's my home. Born here and lived here. Except for the short period of time I was in the Army, I've been back here. So this is my home. My wife's home. She's a local lady.
Yes.
And this is home.
Yes. Had you ever thought about living anywhere else? I mean, that time when you were in the Army and you traveled around, did you ever think about, you know, I could do well in Columbia or Durham or somewhere else?
You know, those thoughts go through your mind, and pretty quickly I determined that I'd rather be here and rather be home. And all of my family and her family's here, so I've never really thought about living anywhere else and wouldn't want to.
And family has a lot to do with it. Wanting, you know, some people want to get away from their parents. That obviously wasn't the case for you and Cherry. I mean, you all wanted to be near your family.
Sure did. And we still are. So everything is nice, and we're enjoying ourselves very much.
That's very special, Sheriff. Did you always grow up thinking, I want to get into law enforcement?
You know, it was an interest to me, but I never really got serious about it until after coming home from the service, and I had friends that were law enforcement officers, and I heard them talk about what they did, the ability to help folks, what they did for the community. And it was something I really wanted to do, so I enrolled at Horry Georgetown Technical College in criminal justice, and made it my goal to become a law enforcement officer. And I was fortunate enough back in 1978 to start with the Myrtle Beach Police Department.
That is amazing. 33 years ago.
Yeah.
Golly, Sheriff.
Doesn't seem like it's been that long.
I know. Just to think back to when you became sheriff, let alone to think back 33 years. Yeah. That is incredible.
I don't know where the time went.
Yeah, the excitement for you having worn a uniform in the Army and then being able to expand on that and to really wear a local uniform and serve the citizens right there in the county you grew up in. Now, of course, in Myrtle Beach, but still in the county you grew up in.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I worked there for 2 years, and I had the opportunity to go to work with the Horry County Police Department, which I did. Yeah. And it brought me closer home. I could work out of my home and that, but I worked there 21.
Wow.
21 years, and then I ran for the office of sheriff, was elected in 2000, took office January 1st, 2001.
Son of a gun.
And I've been in office since.
Well, you know, you think back to everything. I guess a lot in law enforcement minds, or even in a federal mind, oftentimes for folks, they think about everything pre 9/11 and post 9/11. I mean, you took office the same year that 9/11 occurred.
That's exactly
and you
right.
think about a building like this, which of course is because of judges and others here in the building, you probably had to ramp up the staff dramatically within a year of when you actually took office.
Well, we did. As a matter of fact, we moved into this complex in 2002.
Right.
And of course it took additional folks, additional people to do. A new method of security. Virtually it was tough to secure the old courthouse, the historical courthouse, which I loved very much and was was kind of concerned about leaving and moving over here to this facility.
Right.
But we had to for space, we had to for security purposes, and we put a totally new security system in place, hired new folks, trained them, and it's worked very well. We're very, very pleased with how well it's worked. We're thrilled with our staff, how they handle it. The folks that come in, a lot of people, as you see today, there's a lot of people come in and out of this facility all day.
All day, all day, absolutely. Share with viewers what it was like your first day on the job. And of course, entering the sheriff's office, you didn't start, you know, in the sheriff's office and worked there 20 years and then ran for office. You actually, your first day on the job was as sheriff.
Yes, it was.
Golly.
And of course, I came to work that morning, and a little apprehensive, nervous how I was going to be received. I knew the majority of the folks that worked in the sheriff's office because of my experience here in law enforcement. But I came to work, and as I walked around, I noticed some of the folks were as little as apprehensive as I was.
Right.
We didn't really know each other, so I called for a meeting, and I got the entire staff.
The
together,
whole staff?
The entire staff.
Wow.
Together, and I went in and I spoke to them, and you know, I explained to them how excited I was to be here.
Right.
And how thrilled I was, how honored I was to be there. And as I'm looking out over the group, I saw a lot of concern on their faces, and figured, so I stopped, and I expressed to them, I said, listen, I think I know how you're feeling. I've heard the rumors that you've heard, and the rumors were he's going to come in, he's going to bring a new staff, and he's going to redo everything. And I told him, I said, listen, there's nothing further from the truth.
Right.
I need you folks more than you need me. And together we can, you know, we can work together.
Right.
And I would love to have your respect, but that's something I must earn. So
Great
I ask you, give me the opportunity, and let's go to work. And you take care of the work, and I'll take care of the administrative end. You just go on about your normal routine.
Right.
Because I'm sure in the history of them, they had always done a good job.
Yeah.
And we'll learn together. I said, and as I looked down on their faces, I asked them, I said, I'm going to ask you to do one thing for me, and that's put a smile on your face. Because you look like you're worried, you have nothing to worry about. I'm going to smile, I want you to smile, I want you to feel good. You meet someone in the hallway, give them a smile. Watch it return back to you.
Yes.
About 2 weeks later, I was standing in the hallway, and evidently I was concentrating on something because one of the employees walked by and said, Sheriff, you need to smile. That made me feel so good.
I love it, yes.
So, but that was my first day, and seriously, it's not a cliche or whatever. It's just gotten better as time's gone on.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy what I do.
Yes, and of course that transition, and to see those smiles and to see your whole staff. You walk into that, and anywhere here in this building or even out of J. Reuben Long, which is a tough place to keep a smile on your face. And of course, a lot of folks may be anxious seeing a smile on somebody's face, but as you say, that's a great way to at least communicate out of the gate.
That's true.
That's very important.
That's true.
J. Reuben Long, that has experienced.
Oh, we have grown so much, and I'm so proud of the men and women, the staff that worked there. We just went through a major expansion project. We went from 400 beds to 1,036. Unfortunate that we have to have a facility that big, but we do. The facility had the construction project came in on time, came in on budget.
Tremendous.
The facility was built with our employees in mind. You know, you got certain guidelines and things that we must do to standards that we have to have for our for the inmates and the folks, but we also build it with safety and security and workability for our employees. And we got a new administrative and courts building where we can hold more court there now. Keep from having to transport as many people here to the Justice Center. We can hold some court there.
Tremendous.
Magistrates on duty there. We just started a Marshal Service task force with the U.S. Marshal Service. I'm able to house them there now.
Wow.
And what that does is enhance our ability to use the resources with the Marshal Service along with us to arrest and track fugitives that could possibly be in this area. We're better to have it in a detention center.
My Lord, that's true.
We're working with Georgetown County. We're working with Myrtle Beach Police Department. We have a representative on that task force. I spoke with Surfside Beach this morning. They're planning on putting a person temporarily, as much as they can. They can't put somebody permanently.
Right, right.
But we've got a lot going on out there.
That is tremendous. And when you think about something that opens up in the 2010, 2011 world, I mean, really, things have changed so dramatically, even to benefit the inmates there.
Oh yeah, well yeah, that's true. The big issue I feel like, and the cost saving and time saving, is our video visitation, to where you can call in if you have a family member or someone that's there. We don't have the contact visits anymore. It's all video visitation, where you go to the facility, you call ahead, you set up an appointment, you can go. It's online. People go on our website with J. Rubin Long and get all the information on visitation.
Right.
And you call in advance, have an appointment. When you get there, you go into the visitation room, you have a booth, you sit down here, the inmates in the pod, they sit down in front of a screen and they can visit back and forth. So you don't have to move people from one part of the facility to the other. They're in place. That has saved a tremendous amount of employee time, man hours in that system, and it makes it safer. Not a possibility of any contraband getting passed.
Right, that's an excellent point. Wow, golly.
Makes it convenient, and it cuts out a lot of the security risk.
That's tremendous. And you do hear oftentimes in other parts of the state or other parts of the region, other parts of the country, where truly contraband is a big, big issue.
It was an issue here, but this has cut a lot of that out.
That's tremendous.
Okay.
Sheriff, let's think about in the Sheriff's Office in general, is there a most important trait, something that really pervades? Of course, you talked about smiling in general. I mean, that is critical just throughout your whole crew for the last decade plus. Is there a trait that you really want to make sure gets across?
Sure, and it's attitude, having that positive attitude. When a citizen comes into the Sheriff's Office, or they call on the phone, or you meet them on the street, we feel like here in Horry County that, I'm fortunate and I'm honored to be able to serve as sheriff. But I want the citizens to feel they have part ownership in the Sheriff's Office, and the doors are open for anything that they might desire or need or help or advice on. A lot of folks call us or come by, that's not law enforcement issues.
Right.
But they're issues that they feel like the sheriff can help them out with, just to get advice or to talk to. But our employees, meet them with that smile. We have a rule. The first thing that comes out of our mouth when approached by a citizen, be either here or on the phone or wherever it is, we don't say the word no, and we don't do that. Because we do something.
Right, right.
If we listen and we give advice.
Yes.
Keep that positive attitude. Folks come in a lot of times upset, nervous, obviously. They're coming in with a problem or with an issue.
Right.
We meet them with that attitude.
Yes.
And they understand we're here to help you.
Right.
We're here to listen. What can I do for you?
Yeah.
Changes the atmosphere, changes
golly.
everything. And I'm so proud of our employees that display this attitude. People come in this Justice Center, they go into court a little nervous.
Yeah.
A little apprehensive.
Even coming in the building, potentially, could be.
You could be serving on jury duty. You could be going to a relative's trial.
Right, right.
Or something of that nature. Having to visit the clerk's office or probate court or solicitor's office. A little apprehensive when you walk in the door. Let's put everybody at ease.
Right.
Let them know we're here to help you. Now, we're here to provide the security, and we're serious about that.
Yes, yes.
With our checkpoints and everything that we do, but conduct it in a manner that's not offensive to folks.
Right.
And that's the attitude we have here.